in one of my favourite fields of wheat at the moment. Putting the final fungicide on. Hopefully this will keep it living and disease free, because you know you've heard of blight in potatoes, potato famine. Well, you can get head blight in wheat as well, where the grain will basically just start to rot. You get like a fungal disease in it. He says I've just set off and I'll turn the sprayer on. Better back up. Anyway, you know when you leave bread out and it gets mouldy, even if it's just left on the side, well, we can get that in the field as well. So it's like food waste before we've even harvested it. So that's another reason why we have to put protection on the plants to protect them. What I'm doing now. I've just backed up into the wrong place. Yeah, just backed up there and come out the tram line and flattened a bit of wheat, which is really annoying because the pigeons will land on that then and get an appetite for it. I should have just carried straight on, gone right round the field and then come back down this one. But I forgot to turn the GPS on properly, so it missed a bit. But it looks stunning, this field. There's just a few patches the other side of the hedge over there that are dying because of the no depth of topsoil because it's on sandstone, but this bit looks great. James has just stripped the shutter now, so that's all like ready now for the log cabin. That we're going to have to concrete it so that we've got some more space to do something with it. And then where the Weybridge hut is, eventually we're going to take more bund out, and then behind it we're going to build a new one. And I'm thinking now of building out of straw bales and either timber or steel frame because it's cheap. I'm off the sprayer now because I'm spraying this field of wheat, and this is the one that's got sandstone at the top of the hill, which is where I'm stood here. So when you look, can you see how thin the wheat plants are? They're literally just single tillers maybe from each seed, if not like 2 or 3 tillers. Very thin rows, you can see my boots in it. Well, I'm going to go now down to the bottom of the hill up down there where it's heavier ground and a bit deeper topsoil and more clay content, and we'll see the difference, because this obviously died when we had that drought early on and it really struggled to put any sort of growth into it. So we'll go down there and film that. And now at the bottom of the hill, and you can physically see plants are taller, and if you look, if I put my boot in the bottom, it's hot, you can't hardly see it, it's down there because the crop is so much thicker. We've got a lot more tillers on each plant, nice big seed heads. And then if I walk over here, you can see a slightly darker strip again that goes, you can't really see on the camera, but there's a dark strip goes through here. I presume a pipeline was put through here years ago because there's a manhole in that corner concrete sewer ring, and it means that the topsoil and the clay's got mixed together, so it's made it the ground hold up better to dry spells. So if you can see a bit of a hump in the crop as it goes across. It's hard to see with the naked eye, but it is here. But the other thing as well, I'll spin the camera again, and you can see there's a lot more grass weed. So the bottom of the hill, sort of, I don't know, from here onwards, this is where we worked the ground deeper because we made some ruts when we were harvesting last year and we needed to level them off. So we worked the ground deeper, and that has basically just encouraged grass weeds to grow. So I'll flip the camera around and you'll see what I mean. I know I have showed you this before, but if you look, we've basically got this like ryegrass sticking up out of the crop, but then when you look up the hill, there isn't any. So we kind of like work the ground at a line about where I'm stood. That's full of grass weeds, and up there's as clean as anything. So it just shows you we shouldn't move too much soil, and we should try and keep the weeds in the top layer where we can do something with them, because if you move the soil to any sort of depth, you're going to get weed seeds falling down deeper that are then going to appear later on in the season after you've been through with a spray or before you've even sown it. So if we keep them in the surface, make a stale seed bed, get them all to germinate, spray them off, put what we want in, which would be wheat in this instance, and hopefully just the wheat grows. Otherwise we end up with weedy fields that just get weedier and also less yield because the grass weeds have stolen the nutrients that we've put on that the wheat needed. 55 horsepower. Won't go far in that, will it? This was Paul's yellow boat that's now been sprayed blue, and the guy that painted the Merlot. This was the big field of potatoes that was sown on the 14th of April, sorry, planted. And the potatoes now have like pretty much joined across the rows. You can barely see the drills. Anyway, we'll try and dig down and see if there's any young ones there. There we go. So they're not very big yet. They're growing, you know, sort of twice the size of your thumb. These are going to go to Walkers for crisp, so they really, like, what I've just pulled out then would probably be the smallest one because they want nice big ones for crisp, but they don't want to be too big, otherwise they won't fit in the packet. A couple of weeks now they'll start putting the different flavourings on, so I think the far side is going to be prawn cocktail and this bit here is going to be salt and vinegar, so they'll add that soon. The haul is rung and confirmed that he will be here at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning with the header. Apparently we will have to put the drawbar on before we unload it because it's too long to fit on the wagon, so hopefully it won't be too big a job. And then the combine is complete, just got a little bit more of the servicing to finish off and the PDI and get the auger all set up so it folds behind, and then 2 maybe 3 weeks we'll be getting going with it. Get some barley in the shed first, and probably into oilseed rape, and then we'll be into some wheat. So I'm spraying wheat now at the moment. This is next to the potatoes. This is the bit of the field that was okay. The far bit, the seed was rubbish, and we wrote it off, and that is now why there's potatoes on there. Well, this bit here that we kept isn't too bad. It just shows you the different bags and the different varieties of seed, the difference it can make. So spraying all day today, and probably most of tomorrow as well, after we've been sorting out the header. This field, the headland was sown with the rubbish seed and it was really wet, so you can see like little castellated lines where the drills pulled in and out, and then the outside seed was rubbish, so we patched it up with spring, and a few weeks ago this was like, I don't know, that big, but now it's caught up so much. If you look, we've got these heads here on this, which was the spring winter stuff. And if you look now on the spring stuff, we've got these heads as well. Now, they're not as big, but they're actually longer to be fair, so they might catch up. But anyway, that's now flowering, that spring wheat, which was sown months after the middle bit. It just shows you how much it catches up with these longer days in this warm weather, especially this rain. So come harvest, we'll combine this field just all in one go, and that spring wheat will get mixed in with that wheat, and then that's just it's milling wheat. And then here, this is where there's a big wet floodage patch. We've not been able to, well, nothing's grown at all. You can see some ruts in it where we sort of went round it with the drill. Otherwise, considering it was a mess, this field, we've salvaged a bit of it anyway. I'm obviously on the bateman today. The new one that I did order was supposed to be ready yesterday, so Friday. It's obviously a little bit behind, a bit delayed. It's not at cereals, there's one the same at cereals, so hopefully on Wednesday I'll be able to see that. And then the following week, Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to go down to Devon to the factory, see mine getting sort of finished off and a bit more made, and have a look around Bateman's factory and around their farm as well. So that should be really interesting. I'm on quite a straight field. A few wild oats in this, but it's too late to spray them. And I've just been looking at the analytics of the YouTube channel. Nearly at 15,000 subscribers. I thought, wow, 100,000 subscribers, you get a plaque off YouTube. But really, I'm only 15% of the way there at 15,000, aren't I? But thanks to everyone that's subscribing, and if you've not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, because this video is every single day. And this channel started as a joke just over 12 months ago of, doing what I was doing each day in lockdown, and then it's carried on and people are enjoying it, so I've carried on, and also it's making money now, which is the bad to do on these maintenance. This was yesterday's quiz question. These clamps off the, is there a logo on them? No, there's not a logo on them. Off the Amazon discs to hold the roller on the back. So yeah, the £70 a half. So that is £140 worth there, which is absolutely scandalous. And then today's quiz question is, what's that for? If you think you know, leave a comment below. Anyway, that's all for today. If you want to watch another video, it's over there. And if you want to subscribe, it's over there. I probably got that the wrong way around. I think I always do. You'll have to tell me whether I have or haven't. And we'll see what the header looks like in the morning.